Um, Good to see, either to see you or right now to see your names. Hi, Diane, Annalise, Willow, Cindy, Shelly. I could go on and see all the names. Hi, you guys. Yeah, so I'll you're welcome to leave your videos on, then I could see you, and then if I pin, then everyone can see me. And woo, today is, I mean, time just like, wow, here we are in August. It's been forever. Yeah, so someone asked about, this is my, if you weren't here last week, I think most of you were, this is my studio, my new studio. And right now it's just all online, and I've been writing, I have a desk and I'm writing, and have all my props that I had from Ocean Shores here now. And it's all online streaming. So I have like professional lights that my nephew, he's a film director, anyways, he gifted those. It's really nice. So yeah, rainy Seattle, Thursday, August 6th. This is all levels. And we'll just work a little of everything. I don't know. I mean, I have an idea how I want to work, but I want you to feel, when you leave here, I want you to feel strong and like really limber. And it's a good morning for yoga, especially if you're in Seattle and it's like overcast, it's raining. So, you know, I do like to do these dedications, and you know, today's is based on, today is the 75th anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. And was it now, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I actually, for the first time, I used to live in Japan years ago, but 4 or 5 years ago, first time I went to Hiroshima, to the Peace Park. It was really, really moving. So basically today, at the 75th anniversary, you know, there's like 130,000 survivors, people who actually remember the day 75 years ago. And many of them are in their 80s now. And the majority of those 130,000 are in their 80s. And all of the survivors are in touch with one another, and they are very active in our dedication today. Dedication to advocating a world without weapons of mass destruction, advocating a world where we just don't, you know, that's not a part of the world we want to see. So anyways, it's very moving to see the survivors really dedicating their whole lives to peace. Yeah, so we're going to begin, and let's start out. Let's start out with sitting. I'll be here. We're just going to stretch your legs out, point, flex. I think I heard Cindy say you have a bike ride, and I can't remember if you said you're going to do the whole session. I kind of heard it as I was looking for a link, but welcome. Point, flex, point, flex. Good. And John isn't here because he is camping in Montana. He showed a picture. That looked really nice. So you could sit cross-legged if you want, or sit in bound angle as you circle. And what I find I do in bound angle is I do shift a little bit. I'm shifting left, right, and then reverse, shifting. So you get into your hip joints. And again, if you don't have a lot of movement here, you can work differently. Badra has puppy training. She's got a new puppy. Yeah, so a few people are busy today. So the beauty is you can always watch this session later by going to the YouTube station. So let's go wide. And as we go wide, point, flex, and point, flex. Good. And then we'll bend one knee and take a moment to twist. So you're keeping your sitting bones down, long spine, turn, and look to the space behind you. See if you can lengthen and breathe. And then from here, let's come to a side bend movement. So use a strap if you can't reach your foot. Take your arm up into the air, and so it might be, especially if you have a strap, that's probably as far as you go. But if you are able to reach your foot, often you can take elbow to the inside knee, arm up overhead. So breathing in, exhale, and again, breath in, exhale, and come on up. And then we'll take it the other direction. So one leg folded in, one leg extended, and then you could always reach the arms up and twist towards your bent knee. So one hand behind you, one arm, and take a moment to twist. Anchor down through your straight leg and breathe. Good. Release, and then let's add the side bend movement. So once again, if you use a strap if you need to, or reaching, taking top arm up, stretching through your upper body, and breathe. Take time to elongate, like a continuous action. It's not sort of come and go, but a pretty constant effort in the pose. Okay, and we're going to release. We're going to come onto our backs and work the hip joints. And I kind of feel like, well, work your hip joints, then you have a basis for the rest of your spine to release. So go ahead and pull knees into chest, maybe rocking side to side, and feeling the firmness of the mat beneath you. I mean, it might be cushiony, we hope, but it's also firm. And keep hugging right knee to chest, extend your left leg. If you can, when you lift your head to knee, maybe you're going to hold shin bone, or perhaps you'll hold your foot. Lower your head, straighten your right leg, flex, take a breath in, and again, lift and walk your hands further up your foot, walking up. And trying to take, some of you can take your head to knee. It's okay if you bend your knees slightly. Lower your head, lower the leg, and hug left knee to chest. Take a moment here, hugging in, and then holding your foot. Breathing in. Exhale, lift your head. Lower your head, perhaps taking your hand, you're extending and holding behind the knee is fine. Maybe you can lift and keep walking your hands further up the leg, perhaps bringing head to knee. And breath in, exhale. And lower and lower and lowering the leg. Good work. Let's go ahead and do the windshield wipers. So feet are wide as the mat. Arms can be out to a T. It's just a nice way of warming up the pelvis, the lower back, going side to side and side to side. And then from here, let's go ahead and just grab a hold of your right foot, and your left leg is straight down. So this is the lotus. So the knee is pointing out, my right knee pointing towards the screen. And you might need a strap here, or you're bending at your elbows. And the nice thing is, with the warm weather that we've had, you're probably more limber than ever. Yeah, breathing in, exhaling. And one more breath in and exhale. Okay, same leg, the foot is on the knee and we'll come across to a twist. So as you shift over, rolling onto your left hip, extend your right arm. See if you can get your shoulder down. And of course that works with the outer hip as well. So breathing in, exhale. I was thinking of, and I think I heard something about a bike, right? So this is great. Those of you who have been riding your bikes, Vicky, shoulder down is really good because it just helps to, a lot of times when we're riding, we're leaning forward. And here you can really open up the front pectoral area, stretching, helping posture, helping your back. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. We're going to come out, and then as you come out, let's take it the other direction. Start out by grabbing hold of your left foot, flex the ankle, use the strap if you need to. Right leg is straight, left knee pointing towards the cabinet, and elbows are bent. Yeah, and here we are, breathing in. Exhale. I can't believe it. We've been doing this, since March? Our online is amazing. So glad we have this. Oh, good. And one more breath here. I know some of you might want to lift your head towards your foot or not. And we're going to add the twist. Foot on knee, right hand to knee, come across. You can shift your pelvis, extend your left arm, take your left shoulder to the mat, and really working on this nice spiral. Breathing in. Exhale. And again, breath in. And exhale. So you can really work at that idea of opening up the front chest, especially right now, the left shoulder. Great. And release, release. Come back through center. So let's come to bridge. We have a few more on our backs, and I love these because it's kind of relaxing to be on your back, but you can work deeply and safely, and your back really warms up. So elbows bent, you're going to press up, and when you come into bridge, you might say, oh, I'm going to go up, down, up, down. Maybe your back isn't so comfortable or extremely tight today, who knows? But my guess is it's probably not because of the way because of the weather and, So clasp hands, tuck shoulders underneath you, really lift, send your pelvis up, hold if you can, go in, out if that feels better, of course, breathing in. So what I like is that I do engage the glutes, I engage my legs so that when I press up, I feel this opening across the pelvis from one hip bone to the other. Here's another one that helps for the cyclers and for all of us, just helps to correct posture. One more, breathing in, exhale, release, come on out. And then when you come out, we have the perfect counter pose, happy baby. Reach for your feet, soles of the feet are up, knees are wide, and you could rock side to side or stay center. So rocking is kind of nice, just like a little bit of rocking. Goes from left to the right, left to right, good. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale. This is a good kind of a warm up for a squat later from standing. So your legs are up in the air. You're going to cross right ankle over left, grab hold of your feet and take the crossing. I know it wants to come like down, but can you take your crossing up? It might mean that your low back comes up off the mat, but you can explore that. What is better for your knees, for your hip joints? Like for me, this is outer hip, but also low back when I bring my arms up high. Elbows are bent, breathing in, exhale. And then we'll take the legs up in the air, reverse the crossing, grab a hold of your feet and draw the ankle crossing in. And just take a moment to stretch your lower back. Breathe in, exhale. And breath in and exhale. And let's come up. So now we have knee over knee. And as you grab hold, you take knee over knee. There you go. And you've got your hands on the 9 and 3 o'clock position on the steering wheel. And breathe. Maybe your arms are fully extended. Maybe you can bend the elbows a little bit. This is a lot of hip work. Yeah. Good work. Well, one more breath. Inhale, exhale. So we're going to take the legs up there. Remember, right leg over the other, right? So then push out through the ball of the foot. Go wide as a V. Lift. You might have to support your head or reach your arms up. Come reach up, engage your core as you're trying to lift. Shoulder blades definitely off the mat. And then reverse, left ankle over the other. Grab hold of your feet or ankles if you can't reach your feet. And then rocking slightly, stretching your outer hip. Good. And breathe. Deep breath in, elbows are bent. Great. Let's say one more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Good. We're going to release and we're going to go really wide, push out through the ball of the foot, go really wide and lift, support the neck if your neck isn't happy with this. And so you're reaching, trying to contract through the front belly, breath in, exhale, and then bring your legs together. Good work. And we're going to come on up. All right. So once here, let's come to child's pose. You can have a blanket if you like under your knees. Maybe you have a nice thick mat at home. Take a moment, head down, pelvis down, and breathe into your back. Just feeling the first good, maybe 18 minutes of your session. And one more, breathing in and exhale. So let's come right on to the hands and knees, and we're going to round and inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Now, downward facing dog is going to be downward facing dog, upward facing dog. So if you need to come back to cat-cow, that would work out fine. Or you come back, downward facing dog, stretching through, send your sits bones up. And coming forward, plank, upward facing dog, knees could be down first time around, feet extended, look up, downward facing dog. Let the transitions be strong, heels pressing down, breathing in, and coming forward, lengthen, and this time I'm keeping my knees up, looking upward, holding, breath in, knees down, it helps your hands, and then press back strong. Press all the way back, hands press down, sits bones back, breathing in. Exhale and forward, lengthen, stretch. Send your heart center forward, upward. So third one. And then pressing on back. Now we have pigeon, okay? You may find, oh, you gotta go on your back and thread the needle if this doesn't work, but it might be that you can come forward if you have a block under the sitting bone. So that will alleviate some of the pressure you might feel on your knee, okay? So see what works best for you. It's okay to be on your back. And we'll come down onto the elbows. So one thing is, it feels very nice to be off the wrists. You could be propped up on your elbows or lower your head. Deep breath in. So this is outer hip stretch, whether you're in pigeon or threading the needle on your back. And it helps to free the back. Hip opener helping to free the back. Breathing in. Exhale. So what I would like to do here, of course, you may stay longer in the pose. Those of you on your backs threading the needle, I think you can do the following from sitting. It's half spinal twist. So I move, I take my left leg on top of the other, that's my left leg. Your right knee could be bent or your right leg could be straightened, okay? And the blanket's in the way now. So I would like my foot to press down. So again, it could be that your knee is bent or the leg is straightened. So because it's my left knee, my right hand comes up opposite. And then from here, twist. So you have right hand or right elbow across knee. And breathing. Turn and look to the space behind you. Nice breath in. Exhale. Rolling shoulder back. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, come on out. And then from here, we're going to straighten the left leg, bring your right knee to the side. Okay, so instead of turning, I'm gonna stay looking forward, extend the arms, breath in, and then come forward. You might need a strap to reach your leg. Take a moment to lower your head and stretch into your leg. Breathing in. Exhale. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. And once again, breath in. When I breathe in, I'm trying to get length in the spine. Exhale, lower. And then we'll come up. And now when I come over, I'm going to come to so if you prefer, you can stay in the twist or like a side plank. So basically I have my knee down, my left foot steps back, my left arm comes up overhead. I'm turning, I'm looking upward and breathing. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Okay. So it's all going to start back from downward facing dog. Okay. If you are not doing pigeon, you could come onto your back for a second side. Okay. So those of us coming back, let's press on back. It feels good to stretch the legs out. You have this whole second side. Breathing in. Exhale. Now you might even want to add your plank or plank and then upward facing dog. Breathing in. Exhale and then back. So we're taking the left leg up into the air and left knee comes forward. So remember the trick with the block at the hip. If that helps you, why not? Trying that. Some people put a bolster in place. So wherever you're at, look up, stretch, really opening through the front right leg. That's where I feel that. Then when I come down, I feel it in my left outer hip. And breathe. Settling onto the mat. Connect to your breath. Great. And then from here, let's do one more breath here. Let's press up. Inhale. Now, those of you on your backs, if you want to join for half spinal twist, you can do that. So I lean to my left, my right leg comes across, And this is where you might find you need the modification. Maybe your right leg is happier straightened, okay? Maybe you're okay with it bent. Just kind of depends on your hip, mostly your knee, I would say. And then left arm, so it's my right leg on top. My left arm comes up, extend, 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 and then take your elbow, hand or elbow across knee, lengthen the spine, and look past your right shoulder and breathe. Deep breath in, exhale. So there's that consistent working the pose, not just like I work and then I sort of hang out, but this consistent working and focusing on, in a sense, you manipulate your breath. It's when you come to Shavasana that you suddenly become the observer of the breath and just the way it is. It's perfectly here. I want to set some good habits in motion. I want to inhale, back off. I want to exhale, deepen. Let's come out. And then from here, we are going to straighten. I had to think about it. And you're bending your left knee. You're going to reach up, extend, take a breath in, and then reach for your foot. Use your strap if you like. You may want to extend your back and then reach. Take a moment here. Breathing. Yeah, so I'm really trying to extend. We're going to reach the arms up. This is the last part of this. And you're reaching, and we're going to twist towards the left bent knee. So you're turning. Now, some will stay in this, or others will come into, it's like a variation on a side plank. And of course, you can do a plank if you want. My knee is down, my left knee down, my right foot steps behind the other. My right arm comes up. I look up at the ceiling and draw the arm back, like my arm is kind of moving towards the screen behind me. Breath in. Exhale. Good. Release. Come on out. And once you come out, we're coming back to downward facing dog. That'll be our transition towards a standing pose. So we come back, stretch back. And as you're here, you may want to pedal, bend one knee, press opposite heel down, back and forth, back and forth. And then what I'm thinking is wherever your hands are, your feet are going to go to the outside hands. So they could walk there or spring there. So 1, 2, 3, you end up at the outside like a big giant frog leap, and you're gonna drop down. So your elbows are pushing back against your thighs and you press down. I'm actually on my fingertips, you can be on your fists, just to kind of get a little lean to here. Breathing in, elongate your back. One more inhale, exhale, and then push feet into the mat. Oh, finally coming to standing. I will adjust the screen a bit. Oh, not that light. Okay. So clasping hands behind the back. Take a moment here to reach, extend. Have your feet a little closer in, so about hip distance apart. And then bend the knees. Drop your head down. Lengthen the legs. Bring your arms further and further away from your back. Good. So for some, arms straight up in the air, that's big, that's good. And others can go a little deeper. Bend the knees, come on up, extend, look up, and hands are to heart center. Good work. Let's go wide. Heels turned in, toes turned outward, dropping down. Take your elbows against your knees and shift left, right. Shifting back and forth. And back and forth. Nice. Push heels right into the mat. And then we'll go heel, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Good work. Let's do a balance. So we'll look at tree, and you know what? We're going to do a squat first. Tree, squat, tree. Okay. So feet about maybe as wide as the mat, or if you can bring them in closer, go ahead and do that. You could do the one we did earlier. We could have elbows down or hands down, or if your knees tolerate, you can come lower. Heels drop down and lengthen the spine and breathe. Inhale, exhale. So this should help more with the tree pose. Now we're going to take the hands to the inside ankle and around, and then make your way to a forward fold. So you might have your knees way bent a lot, or maybe you can straighten and lower your head. And breathing in, exhale. Free your right hand only. Bring your right hand on your low back, lengthen, extend, lower. Bring your right hand into the center, left hand on your low back, lengthen, twist. So the right, I'm twisting left, the right arm against right knee gives me a little more leverage to twist. And release and come on up. All right, I think we're ready for our first tree. So of course you can face screen, or you might just say, hey, I've got a window here and I have there's a window covering, but half the window is, I can see trees, okay? Got some nice trees just outside. And so wherever you're at, I'll face this way. So foot coming up, use a wall if you need to. Hands are to heart center. Reaching, extending, maybe even widening the arms, and breathe. Continue to reach the arms upward. And then we'll release and we'll take it the other direction. So foot is down, the other foot coming up, tree in summertime. Pushing foot in and finding your balance, finding your drishti point, and breathe. Breath in. Shoulders are down as the arms extend. Great. And then we're going to release. Good work. So we have our sun salutations, and but they're not the traditional, because I'm going to be adding some side bending movements and some strength movements in there. So let's be at the front end of the mat, and hands are to heart center. Taking a breath in. Exhale. Reach the arms up. You can separate the arms, lift upward, lift, reach back. Feet can be together or slightly apart. I have my feet together right now. Take your arms behind the back, interlace fingers, send your heart upward. It's a nice, safe back arch. Bend the knees, fold from the hip, lower your head, and then slowly stretch to straighten your legs. Take your arms as far from the back as they will go. Lower your hands. Lengthen, bring your hands to your shin bones, lengthen out. Exhale, fold in. Right foot steps back. You could have your heel up or down, but probably up initially because I'm working the hip flexor. So fingertips down or palms down, breathing in. Exhale. Heel starts to come down. Reach and lengthen. Good. Nice breath in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. We're going to, you really want your heel down on this one, so you're going to clasp your hands, extend, look up, and then start to come forward. So your left shoulder will come to the inside left knee. So you're coming over, lowering your head. Imagine taking the top of your head down and your gaze towards the right foot, arms moving away from the back. Press up, good. And then from here, we're going to walk towards, like, extending out, heels turned in, and drop down, horse. So you get your strength, interlace fingers, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, nice. So I know everything wants to pitch forward, you're going back and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Press up. And we'll press back, three-legged dog. That means I'm coming into this lunge position. My left leg is going to swing straight up into the air. I'm trying to square the pelvis. Right heel perhaps dropping down. Breath in. You could flex the ankle in the air or you could point. Now, can you keep the leg up when you come into plank? Maybe you're like, no, so maybe the leg comes down, or you're in three-legged plank. Breath in. Exhale, lower the leg, knees up or knees down as you go onto the belly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Ooh, and come onto your elbows. Once onto the elbows, you have Sphinx. Feet are actively pushing down. They could be closer and together. And breath in. Exhale. Some may want to go deeper, so you could do the spider hands, or you could come into cobra, as I will do. So hands are alongside chest, elbows tucked into the sides. Inhale, press up, thighs grounded. Breathing in. Exhale. And one more, breathing in. Exhale, lower. Press back, child's pose. As you come to child's pose, stretch your lower back. Forehead down. Come to kneeling. From kneeling, modified camel, hands are on your back as you look up. For others, perhaps curling toes under, you can do half camel or reach your hands to the feet as you lift upward. Some can extend the toes and breathe. Release. Once again, child's pose, reach for your feet, lower your head and breathe. We have downward facing dog. So we're pressing back and it will be your right leg. That first you come into the pose, be very symmetrical, and then your right leg will swing up. Maybe you can point through the toes, straighten the leg, perhaps left heel dropping down. But my heel will come up again when I look at my hands and swing the foot forward. Pause, lower your pelvis, breathing in. Nice stretch there. And then we have warrior one. So back heel up or down for the first phase. And take a moment here. Lengthen. Good. Nice breath in. Palms could be together or apart. Oftentimes in warrior one, we'll have the arms apart. Yeah. Now we're going to take the hands behind us. In this case, the heel needs to come down. Your hip will open up slightly. Roll the shoulders back, look up. Start to come forward, dropping your head down, your shoulder coming to the inside knee, lowering your head, taking your arms up, 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 away from your back. Head dropping down more. Press on up. Turn, now my back to you, turning. Your heels are turned in, toes turned out, and you're dropping down into horse. So really be upright with horse. Interlace fingers, breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more breath in. Exhale, lower. Pushing heels into the mat. Now I'm turning again to the front of the mat. And hands come down. And I'm thinking about how I'm going to swing my right foot back and up into the air. Three-legged dog. So you can point through the toes, lengthen. Maybe coming forward to the three-legged plank and breathe. Lowering the leg. You could do chaturanga, coming to Sphinx or Cobra, or upward facing dog, knees up or knees down, and feet extended, and feel the opening. Breathing in. Exhale. Now we're lowering the knees. Press back. Happy to have the weight off the hands. You can bring your hands back by your heels. Forehead is down. Breathing in. Exhale. Hands are by the heels. Now, there's different ways. One is that their hands, I started out, hands were touching heels, and then they leave as I come into camel. But if you have the flexibility, you might find that you could have your hands on the heels and you turn yourself out, but you have to have the flexibility of spine to do that. We're going to do 3. I'm coming down, lowering, and that can be done with toes curled under as well. Come up. Don't do it if your back is like, hands will be on your back. Or if you can, onto your heel, press, arch, and then back, lower, head down. Last one, up, arch, and down, and lower. Good work. Okay, so we'll come up again in a moment, but first we're going to get into the outer hips. So again, I know a lot of you have been cycling and hiking, cycling, whatever it is we do in the summer that, makes us strong and toned. And then of course the outer hips, they get really tight. So here we are. And I don't know how many of you are golfers, and because the outer hip tightens up from golfing too. So flexing, lengthen the spine, breathing in, exhale, lower your head and breathe. All right. We are going to release, stretching the legs out, rolling out your wrists if they're supporting you. And let's do the other side. Left ankle over the other. It's a lot like threading the needle, but there's some weight on your wrists. So you're trying to bring your foot closer in, lengthening the spine, and breathe. Make sure left ankle is flexed. And breathing. Exhale. Maybe your head goes towards your shin bone. Wonderful. come on out. And just take a moment, roll out the wrists, rolling out the wrists. So I'd like to come up to standing again, and just a few rounds of poses. So here's what I think I'll do. I'll put my mat on a diagonal because of the way I'll move. Let's see. Okay, that should work. Yeah, that'll work. Alrighty, so let's take a moment, and if you need to hang on to something, you do that. You're at the front end of your mat, your right ankle over left thigh, and you press down. So if you had something to hang on to, it's easier. It's all about this right leg's hip stretching. Some of you can come down quite a ways. Maybe you could reach your hands down, and there you go, a nice stretch to the outer hip. I'm gonna lean. It's definitely, there's a balance element. Breath in. Exhale, stretching outer hip. Come up and balance, draw knee into chest. Step the right foot back. Go wide, looks like a warrior two, doesn't it? And we're gonna bring right hand back, left arm reaches up, and you get this nice side bend, and maybe even looking upward. Get a 90-degree bend in your left knee. And breathe. Exhale. Come over, extended side angle. You can modify elbow to knee or hand to ankle and stretch. Take a moment to create a lot of length in your spine. Deep breath in. Exhale. Going to release, step to the front of your mat. As you step forward, feet are together. We're going to slip the hand under the foot. You can have your knees bent a lot. Maybe you just get your fingertips under the toes, or perhaps you're able to really get under so that your big toe is against your wrist. Let your neck release. Free your hands. Hands are along shin bones. Lengthen out. Come all the way up. Reach arms up into the air. Hands up to heart. I'll come from the other side now. So once again, I can face you. So we're taking left leg this time across. My standing knee has to bend. It needs to face forward, not side. And it might be that you're here. Maybe you're hanging on to something. Maybe you're able to come forward, flex the ankle, the left foot, and breathe. Nice breath in. Exhale. And then coming up. And from here, we'll swing the leg back. Go fairly wide. Bend. Extend the arms. Breathe in. Exhale. And come over. Arm could be there. Maybe your hand is to the ankle, and continue to side bend. Lateral stretch. Reaching through the fingertips. Good. You're going to release. From here, we will, you know what, we're going to come up and let's just do that. I didn't do it on the side. Reach your right arm back, just like this. Reaching upward, look up at the sky. Good. Come back to center. Now we're coming to a forward fold, and I'll face you. When you come to the forward fold, slip your hands under your foot. Again, lower your head. Breathing in. Exhale, the spine is long. It's like you're trying to put pressure of your foot onto your hands. And then free your hands, extend, Come all the way up, reaching the arms up, palms touch. Nice work. Hands to heart center. So we are coming to steer. And for steer pose, you know, it might be that you sit on a block. So many ways you could sit cross-legged. So what I am doing, and you know, we shouldn't worry too much about which is it, left, right, one leg's on top of the other. So it's knee over knee. Ideally, my legs move forward. So one can, the other has a little harder time. Okay, so knee, knee. And strap, where is it when you need it? I don't need it, so I think I'll be okay. So you're gonna take, if that's your left leg on top, your right arm comes up, or vice versa, opposite arm. And if you can't sit like this, there is a little trick of taking a block and sitting on a block. It makes life much easier. Oh, I think I'll stay there. It really makes life easy. So it's very pleasant. You're sitting, or just sitting cross-legged. Okay. Opposite hand up. Make sure it's opposite. And you could have helper hand drawing the arm. It's like I'm trying to take my hand further down my back. You could use a strap or connecting your hands. Your shoulders have to be pretty open on this one, right? I love that I showed the block and stayed with it. It's like, yes. Breathing in. Exhale. Breath in. And exhale. So I just noticed how that lower arm is dragging me down. I'm going to try to even out. Going to come out, lower, and you're going to switch. So it's hard for me to switch the block in place. So you could stretch out the legs and then reverse. And when you reverse, knee over knee. And if you want to sit on a block again, you may do that. And try to, adjust your feet. Yep, knee over knee. And then whichever leg's on top, the opposite arm comes up. Extend and then bend. Taking your helper hand. What I do is I try to take my arm further down my back. That is very helpful. Then my arm can come up and I can connect my hands. And if I can't connect my hands, I use a strap or a towel. And notice the tendency to drop down on the lower elbow side. So align as best you can. And breathe. It's a very interesting pose because it's always been intense for me. I'm not even moving really other than my breath. And I, it's like, it's just got an intensity, and it is my medicine pose. It's the one, and I've been doing it every single day. It's become, I can't say it's become easier. I think I've gotten, more accustomed to it. Like just, okay, this is what the pose is. It's definitely medicine. And maybe you have a pose like that. It's the one that takes a lot of discipline to come to every day. And it's the one, yeah, the chosen pose. Breath in, exhale. We're going to release, extend the arms, stretch out the legs, and just shake them out. Stretch out your legs, good work. Shaking it out. So we come onto our backs, and what I would say is if you have a block, well, if you don't have a block, your legs are straight up in the air, okay? But if you have a block, you can slip it under your sacrum and then bring your legs up into the air. So see how that works for you. And just take a moment to have your feet like so. And your arms could be like I surrender, shoulder blades down, and breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. So these arms are I surrender arms. I surrender to the moment. I surrender to gravity's pull. I surrender to my breathing. I just let my breathing take over. We're going to bend the knees, take the block away, come to Shavasana, extending the legs here, and just take a moment. Have your palms facing up and be comfortable in Shavasana. This is the ultimate pose. This is what we have really been working towards the whole session. We tend to think, oh, finally, we're here. But it took work to get to this point. The more effort you put into your pose, the more dear this pose becomes, because it's all about letting go deeply. No more manipulating on your part. This is just about you and your breath. You're observing your breath. The observer within you, or you can say the observer within you, or the witness within you, is watching in a very non-judgmental way. You're just watching this whole process, watching your breath flow in and out. It's like this distillation or this simplification. You are simply observing. You are stillness. You are calm. Feeling very kind of stability that the practice brings to us. You are a vessel of peace. Right alongside the survivors in Japan, advocating for a world of peace. And it starts within. Just feel that beautiful way inside this stream or river, a brook, I think a river, big rushing river of peace. Continue to follow the breath, but now you'll just add a little more. You're becoming a little more involved again in the breath. And it's just a very gentle resurfacing, becoming more involved in the breathing. Moving the hands, moving the feet. Just very gradually, you will start to roll to one side. You'll know when it's time. You just kind of bend your knees, roll, make your way to sitting. And then once you come to sitting, you may turn your videos back on, your audios back on.